which player is going to their college state teams. These are the best teams. Let's begin with the AFC. Number 8, the Indianapolis Colts. At quarterback, we have Lamar Jackson, Kyren Williams at running back. 2 superstars. How is this team only number 8? Because our receivers are St. Brown. No, not Amon-Ra St. Brown. Equinemius St. Brown. And Ben, I don't even know how to say that last name. And at tight end, we have Cole Kmet. If this team had better wide receivers, it would be a top 5 team. Lamar Jackson has become one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But with these wide receivers, let's be honest, even Lamar can't save this team. Number 7, the New York Jets. Let's skip the quarterback. At running back, we have Isaiah Pacheco, Stephon Diggs at wide receiver, Andre Iovisas, and Tyler Kroft at tight end. Pacheco is a top 5 running back when he's healthy. Stephon Diggs is a star. Yeah, our second receiver and our tight end aren't great, but it all comes down to the quarterback. If this was a few years ago, it would be Matt Ryan. But Matt Ryan retired. So our only option is Sean Clifford. Number 6, the Miami Dolphins. These are players from Florida State University. This team has to be good. At quarterback, we have Anthony Richardson, Trey Benson, who is the backup to James Conner on the Cardinals. He's actually extremely good. DJ Moore, let's skip the wide receiver, and David Njoku at tight end. I'm about to get creative to make this team better. We don't have a second wide receiver, so I'm gonna put Kyle Pitts at that position. He is fast enough to be a wide receiver. Anthony Richardson at quarterback, he hasn't been playing well, so I'm gonna put in Jameis Winston, who also is a Miami player. Now, we have Jameis Winston and Njoku, who in real life are on the same team, so they already have a good connection. So now this team is better, and DJ Moore is the most important part. I mean, he is a star wide receiver, and a big reason they are number 6. Number 5, the Denver Broncos. At quarterback, we have Josh Allen, Austin Eckler at running back, Brandon Cooks at wide receiver. Okay, that's not great. And we're gonna use 2 tight end because I don't have a second wide receiver for this team. So at tight end, we have Trey McBride and Taysom Hill. What a weird team. Josh Allen, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Trey McBride, one of the best tight ends in the league. An amazing rookie. But Austin Eckler, he's not the same guy he used to be. I mean, if this was Austin Eckler when he was on the Chargers, this team would be top 3. But Austin Eckler on the Commanders right now, he's not as good. But here's the thing. If anyone can work with a weird lineup like this, it's Josh Allen. Josh Allen is one of those guys that could win a game with random players on his team. But if we just had a real wide receiver instead of Brandon Cooks, who is way out of his prime, oh, this team would have been so much better. But this is where the teams get good. Number 4, the LA Chargers. So this is gonna be South California. Later in the video, you're gonna see the San Francisco 49ers. That's North California. The Chargers are South California colleges, mostly players from USC. At quarterback, we have Caleb Williams or Sam Darnold. Both of them are playing amazing, but for right now, I'm gonna go with Caleb Williams as our starter. At running back, Ramondre Stevenson. This is where it gets crazy. Our wide receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Drake London, Michael Pittman Jr. Oh my goodness, bro. These wide receivers and Caleb Williams throwing them the ball, this offense is unstoppable. And at tight end, we have Dalton Schultz. So where is the weakness? Why are they only number 4? Good question, because if you look at this team, there is no weakness. The only reason they're number 4 is because the top 3 teams are just so good. Moving on to the contenders, the top 3 teams. Number 3, the Kansas City Chiefs. At quarterback, Jalen Hurts, Joe Mixon at running back, CeeDee Lamb as our wide receiver, Hollywood Brown as our second wide receiver, and Mark Andrews at tight end. Joe Mixon has been a top 5 running back this season, but the passing game between Jalen Hurts and CeeDee Lamb, that is going to be unstoppable. But there is a decision to make. We also have Baker Mayfield, who has been playing out of his mind. A top 5 quarterback this season, and call me crazy, but I'm going to put Baker Mayfield as as our starter. Because CeeDee Lamb and Hollywood Brown, they need guys that throw the ball far. An extremely accurate quarterback, and that would be Baker Mayfield. And this is an underrated little part, but Mark Andrews is one of the best blocking tight ends in the league, so he's gonna help the run game of this team. He's going to help Joe Mixon get a lot of yards and touchdowns because Mark Andrews can block like an offensive lineman. Number 2, the Tennessee Titans. Oh, this team is nasty. At quarterback, Geno Smith. At running back, we have Alvin Kamara. At wide receiver, A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf. They are the 2 biggest wide receivers in the league, the 2 strongest wide receivers in the league. Teams have trouble covering even one of them, but with both of them on the field, this team is unguardable. And at tight end, we have Dawson Knox, who's not anything crazy, but he's a decent tight end. But most importantly, Geno Smith and DK Metcalf already have an amazing connection, because obviously they're on the same team in real life. So against all of these other teams that haven't played with each other yet, Geno and DK already have an amazing connection, so they're gonna be incredible from the first game. And number 1, wait, before number 1, just for fun, the worst team. The worst team of the AFC would be the New England Patriots. At running back, we have A.J. Dillon. At wide receiver, we have Zay Flowers. At wide receiver 2, oh wait, we have no other wide receivers. At tight end, we have Tyler Conklin. And at quarterback, we have nobody. Not a single NFL quarterback went to a college in New England. So this team literally does not have a quarterback. And number 1, the Cleveland Browns. Most of these players are from Ohio State, one of the best college teams. At quarterback, we have C.J. Stroud. Running back, J.K. Dobbins. Our wide receivers, Garrett Wilson, Terry McLaurin, and Marvin Harrison Jr. Our tight end is Travis Kelce. And a bonus, this team has a superstar on defense, Nick Bosa. But if you thought the AFC teams were good, they are nothing compared to the NFC. Number 8, Philadelphia Eagles. Let's skip the quarterback. At running back, we have Saquon Barkley and James Conner. Chris Godwin at wide receiver. Okay, how is this team only number 8? These are all superstars. Well, our other wide receiver is Andre Iosivas. Our tight end is Pat Freiermuth. And our quarterback, you ready for this? Kenny Pickett. Yeah, that's why this team is only number 8. Because we have this terrible quarterback. Number 7, the Minnesota Vikings. At quarterback, we have Brock Purdy, Breece Hall at running back, Christian Watson, Alan Lazard, and 2 elite tight ends, Sam Laporta and George Kittle. We also have David Montgomery as our backup running back, which is perfect because in real life, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs are amazing together. And on this team, David Montgomery and Breece Hall would be even more explosive and dominating. Brock Purdy, the most underrated quarterback in the league. This team is really filled with superstars. The problem is our wide receivers. Christian Watson is actually really good. He just gets injured like every game. So when he gets injured, which is gonna happen, Alan Lazard would be our only wide receiver. Yeah, no thanks. I know it's only number 6, but this is where the teams start to get really good. Number 6, the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of these players are from Texas, so you know this team is gonna be crazy. At quarterback, we have Patrick Mahomes. Our running backs are Bijan Robinson and Devon Achane, the best running back duo so far. Mike Evans at wide receiver, Xavier Worthy. Our tight end is Jeff Swami, who kind of stinks, so we're just gonna put Christian Kirk at tight end. I know he's a wide receiver, but I'd rather have him than that other tight end. This team is incredible. Patrick Mahomes already has the connection with Xavier Worthy in real life, but you're giving Patrick Mahomes Mike Evans too? Forget about it. They are gonna dominate. But Greg, Patrick Mahomes has been struggling. What if he keeps playing bad? If Patrick Mahomes struggles, we have Kyler Murray off the bench, so don't worry about that. And the cherry on top, this team has a defensive superstar, Myles Garrett. How is this team only number 6, bro? The NFC is just stacked. correct. Number 5, the Green Bay Packers. At quarterback, we have Russell Wilson, who's actually been pretty good this season. Jonathan Taylor, a dominant running back. Cooper Kupp, let's skip the second wide receiver, and Jake Ferguson at tight end. Superstars and Russell Wilson. I know he's not a superstar anymore, but with this team, he could get the job done. We don't have a second wide receiver, but we have TJ Hawkinson, who is a tight end, but he's really good, really fast. He can play this position. Jonathan Taylor is the key of this team. In real life, he has no help on his team, but he still dominates. If you give Jonathan Taylor these teammates, the run game is going to be incredible. The pass game is going to be good enough. And we have another defensive superstar, TJ Watt, on the team. I like this squad, but not as much as I like number 4. Number 4, the Carolina Panthers. At quarterback, we have Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne Jr., Deebo Samuel, T. Higgins, and at tight end, we're gonna use DeAndre Hopkins. Once again, I know he's a wide receiver, but he is big enough to play the tight end position. Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne already play together in real life, so they have a great connection. And I'll be honest, I'm not Trevor Lawrence's #1 fan, but Deebo Samuel and T. Higgins as his wide receivers, DeAndre Hopkins as the third option, that is so much talent. Even Trevor Lawrence will find a way to win games with this team. I just have to say we do have Deshaun Watson as an option, but we're obviously not going to use Deshaun Watson. Why? Because he stinks. Moving on to the Super Bowl contenders, the top 3 teams. Number 3, the San Francisco 49ers. This includes all the colleges from North California. At quarterback, we have Jared Goff, Christian McCaffrey at running back, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen at wide receiver, and Zach Ertz at tight end. We have the best running back in the league with Christian McCaffrey. Jared Goff is literally an MVP candidate. Now hear me out. Keenan Allen and Zach Ertz, I know they are not in their prime, but they are both amazing at blocking. So you give Christian McCaffrey such good run blocking, he's gonna get 100 yards per game. And let's say Jared Goff tears his ACL or something. We have Aaron Rodgers off the bench who already has a connection with Devontae Adams. Another amazing team, and I always count the top 3 as being contenders, but this time I really wouldn't call the 49ers a contender. Really, it's the next 2 teams that are the actual contenders. Number 2, the Atlanta Falcons. At quarterback, we have Tua Tagovailoa. At running back, are you ready for this? Derrick Henry and Jahmyr Gibbs. This would be the best running back duo in NFL history. Derrick Henry is a truck, and the speed of Gibbs mixed in with that, oh my goodness, this run game would be unstoppable. But this just gets crazier. Our wide receivers are Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So Tua has the connection with both of his wide receivers. And our tight end, the best tight end in the league right now, Brock Bowers. Oh my goodness. This offense is absolutely unstoppable. This team is so good that we even have Devontae Smith, but he doesn't even have a spot on the team. And Brock Bowers has been incredible with all the terrible quarterbacks on the Raiders. But you give Brock Bowers Tua Tagovailoa, and Brock Bowers is gonna get 10 catches a game. This is one of the best teams I've ever seen. And somehow they are not number 1. Number 1! Wait, before number 1, just for fun, let me show you the worst team. The worst team in the NFC would be the Detroit Lions. At quarterback, we have Kirk Cousins, Kenneth Walker, Nico Collins, wait a minute, and Luke, I don't even know how to say that last name, at tight end. I know what you're thinking. This is actually an amazing team to be the worst team. This just shows how good all of these teams are. But get ready to be amazed. Number 1, the New Orleans Saints. At quarterback, we could go with Joe Burrow or Jaden Daniels. 2 superstars, but for now, give me Joe Burrow. Our running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I know, not great, but look at this. Our wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, Malik Neighbors, and Jamar Chase. At tight end, we're gonna use a wide receiver, Ryan Thomas Jr. And we have the best defensive player in the NFL, Chris Jones. The Super Bowl would be the Saints versus the Chiefs, and the Saints would win the Super Bowl. But what if every jersey number had a team? Which teams would be the best?